Another day, another podcast with my good friend Kevin Ward. Kevin, welcome.
Good to be here, man.
It's good to have you here.
How's dad life treating you?
We're 12 days in. Kinley James Kluver was born on. This is repetitive for the DHT followers, but that's a small contingent. So I'll just repeat it shortly. Kinley James Kluver was born on December 16th at 3:43 in the morning. Little bastard decided to come in the middle of the night.
It's tough for the old sleep schedule. Question for you.
Yeah.
Can I call her Jim?
Because of James?
Yes. Or is it like Kinley hyphen James? Is it like two-name, first name?
Oh, no.
The middle name is James.
Yeah.
Can I call her Jimbo?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Jimmy. In fact, I might use that. I haven't thought of it. The only person I've called Jim, that's not true. Gimbal. We used to call him Jim, like Jim.
Jimble.
And then we would call him Jim Ballin because he was Gimballin. Jackson Subert.
Ah, yes.
He's called Jackson Jimmy. He was Jimmy Sub to me. Miss that guy.
Good dude.
It's been a couple weeks. Well, I guess I'll answer your question. Dad life is good. It is, I hesitate to talk on it, really. Because it's like, yeah, you're 2 weeks in. What do I really know about being a dad, right? Changed a lot of diapers, though.
Them fuckers go through them things like pretty quickly, huh?
Did not know the amount that I was unaware until about, it was probably around the time that we had her baby shower, the first baby shower. There was 2 of them. And, obviously diapers is a big thing to get at those things. And we were getting a lot of diapers. I was like, how many, eventually the question comes up, how many diapers do these little fuckers go through? And there were several women in the room at the time, and they all kind of looked at me and they were like, oh, you don't know. I was like, no, somebody fucking tell me. Like, what's the damage here? What are we getting into? And they're like, yeah, they go through like 8 to 10 a day in the beginning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude.
Are diapers like cheap or?
I mean, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the last time we went to Costco, the Kirkland diapers were like $40 or $50 for a box of 160 or 180. So you're looking at like a quarter a diaper.
Okay, I mean, guess that's not terrible. I was like, God forbid these things cost like $2 a pop, and then this baby is literally just shitting $20 a day.
I mean, it's still $4 a day sometimes. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride. I'll say this, and I said this on DHT as well. When you have a partner, my wife, who for the longest time, we've been a little bit unorthodox compared to most relationships. I mean, we have literally known each other since 6th grade, and we're officially, dating each other in 7th grade. So we've had this thing pretty drawn out for a long time. And then when we got married, we kind of had the plan to travel, chill, be with each other for a couple years. We were about as ready as I think you can be to have a kid.
Sure.
And you kind of prepare yourself for that. And so when you're both on that same page and you both know, like, okay, when this thing comes out, like, we're prepared for, it's all about the baby. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Oh, wow. That was, I thought you were about to say, is like, we were about as prepared as you possibly could be.
And it's still fucked us.
And it's just completely destroying my life still.
Yeah. No, I will say there's, being on the same page with my wife. And I'm not going to sit here and claim that our relationship is more prepared or better than other people's relationships are. But dude, like, even the nightly routine, right? Like, I'm still getting like 7-8 hours of sleep right now.
Uninterrupted? Is she the only one who gets
no.
Okay.
I would never do that. It's funny, over the weekend, and we're going to talk about Christmas here. Drake, welcome to the show.
What's up, pussy?
Hi, Drake.
Hey, Kev.
Guy seems sad. He is wearing one of our best pieces of merchandise though that we've ever done. The we were at my side of the family, grandma and grandpa. The whole family was there, all ready to see the newborn, 7 days old at the time. And so she was the star of the show that day. And so obviously in conversation, we got to talking. My grandma and grandpa had 4 boys, one of them being my dad, the oldest. Or funny questions start to come out like, "Grandpa, how many diapers did you change?" Like all this stuff. He's like, I did not change any diapers. I changed 0 0 diapers." He's like, "All I remember is going to work and coming home." Like, and you think back, they had him in the 60s is when my parents were born. It's like
Sounds
the
about right. Yeah.
the 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 dynamic of the relationship in the family back then was a little bit more traditional, right?
There were set gender roles and what you were going to do.
And
The man was going to go work a job that he probably hated.
Yep.
And provide for the family
for a long time, like hours and hours a day.
And the woman was going to be a homemaker, take care of the children,
cook, take care of the kids. And that is, that is very much so. And so it was hilarious to hear after, 7 days in, I'd already changed fucking, I don't know, 50 diapers at this point. And to hear my grandpa say that he never changed a diaper after having 4 kids, I was like, holy shit, the things are different now.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure if my father changed too many diapers either.
You don't think
did you ask your dad, did he change any diapers?
Yeah. Todd's response was fucking hilarious.
What do you say?
Todd goes, you know how everything is like so just like dramatic to my dad. Like he's very so I asked him if he remembered like changing us and like he's like, "Oh yeah. First thing you got to do, get a tarp. You need a tarp." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? A tarp?" He's like, "Yeah, you better have a tarp and you better have 2 tarps because there's going to be shit everywhere." And so he's just like everything's so hyperbolic. It was hilarious. But I don't want to make this about a podcast about me being a dad. I am a dad. Being a dad is cool. The sleep is not uninterrupted. You can probably hear the baby. You hear? Oh, she was crying a little bit. Right now she wakes up about every 3 hours, right? So if we put her down about 8:30, then we'll see her about 11:30, about 2:30, about 5:30. And then we wake up at 8:30. I have the luxury, of course, of working for myself. So, I get to wake up and sleep in as long as need be to catch up on that sleep. I don't have a case to go to. I don't have an old lady's knee to fix at 6:30 a.m. I guess probably not that early, 7:30 a.m. So it's fun. It's fun, man. It is unbelievable to look down at a little human and their big eyes just look right back up at you and you're like, holy shit. I made this.
Came out of my balls.
I made this with sex. Which, by the way, Anger called me yesterday. I got a call from Pat, totally unrelated, just a whole other thing. And he goes, "How you doing? What's new?" I said, "Well, I got a kid." And he goes, "Oh, you guys are so fucked." He goes, "No, he's." I think the first thing he said was, "Oh my god, you had sex! Congrats! Is there video evidence? Like, can you prove it?" And I was like, "Well,
do we know it's yours?"
Yeah, I was like, "There's no video. I guess it could be somebody else's, but I'm pretty sure it's mine." He's like, "Oh, you guys are so fucked." Pat's unbelievable.
When's Pat coming back on the pod?
I meant to ask him about that, but we were talking about the thing that he called
me
about.
I was living in my original Arizona house when he told me that if I do one thing, he comes on the pod. I did that one thing living in my original Arizona house, and he has yet to come back on the pod.
So over a year ago. Close to 2?
I believe that.
Not well over a year, because I spent damn near a year. It's been over a year since I moved to Nashville, and I moved into Jared's house for like 4 months before that. So
you guys know why he is.
17, 18 months at least.
You guys are well aware of why Pat has not been on the pod.
No, I want him to open up. I want to hear it. Let it fly. Pussy.
It's because he knew a lot of what we knew when all that 2020 stuff went down with Doyle. And
let it fly.
He was liable for a certain amount of time to come on here and just absolutely drop freedom bombs.
Kind of like I did, we did.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were a little bit more polished in the way we talked about it, but yeah.
Speaking of freedom bombs, man, there's been some. We can segue this.
Yeah,
there's been some bombs dropped in the Hawkeye athletics community in the last week or so.
Yeah, there has. Fuck Gary Barta.
Our friend Brad. Brad.
Bad Brad.
Bad Brad.
Gary Barta really thought that he was just going to be able to be a greedy scumbag and nobody was going to call him on his shit. And then Bad Brad said, hold my beer.
He did a little bit. Right, you're right, Drake. Because Brad's got power now. Brad leads the.
Well, when you live in the biggest house in the state of Florida, you can pretty much say whatever the fuck you want.
I don't think it's in the state, but
I think he has the most oceanfront property on one of the cities of Florida.
Yeah, in whatever city he lives in. Regardless, still very impressive. Also, quite a liability when a hurricane rolls through, which is fucking horrible. That still makes me so sad for him. When you're the head of a collective, you, at least for the time being, I mean, talk about Spider-Man with great power comes great responsibility. He is. Is there anybody more important than him in Iowa athletics right now? I mean, yes, but not very much so. Not very much so.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously gives
KF, Parker, the Brands brothers, us. Then maybe Brad.
Let's see. The walk-ons are probably top 5, and then Brad. Yeah, Brad. He
Hey, as Coach Wallace would say,
I forgot Caitlin Clark.
You guys got some power out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and Coach Wallace is funny when he says that. By the way, for everybody listening, he got the package. He texted the boys that the Goat Wallace merch had landed. I believe he said something along the lines of, got back from the recruiting trail to an interesting box of merchandise on my desk. Oh, fucking A. I hope Jack Campbell got one of those fucking sweatshirts. He better have.
But yeah,
we should make a sweatshirt with a outline of Jack's cock and balls, because it would take up the whole sweatshirt from fucking neck to belly button and the whole width by what that big bad bastard's packing.
Jesus. Jesus help us.
Drake, you have a role on this podcast, and boy, do you fucking play it to a T, man. You've got it locked in. I love you, dude.
Love you guys.
To bring it back to what Kevin said, Brad was obviously on the show in August. We then brought him on a couple weeks ago to get an update on how the swarm was going. And if you go back and listen to that episode, Brad alluded to when Kevin asked the question, what are some of the challenges with, starting a collective? What are some of the things that you didn't expect to run into? And
gave a very PC answer when he was talking about the accounting and
the logistics and as we stopped recording, and Drake had to go, so Kevin and I were the ones that had most of the extended conversation with him. He dropped some information that, well, to be quite honest, made me and Kevin feel pretty insider info. I felt like Adam Schefter, to be honest. And what he was talking about has essentially come to light. He eventually got pissed off enough over this past weekend where he, I think, went on a message board at first and then now has since got on Twitter and been in conversations on Twitter. Not something I would advise him to do with random people of Hawkeye Nation that don't probably matter too much. He's been on a couple radio interviews that I listened to. And he basically laid it all out there and said, the athletic department is not being as cooperative as we would like them to be. Mostly in the form of a donor list of contact information, which there are some. You can't just float those out there, right? But I guess there was some other stuff too with some funding that Gary Barta was not too happy to part ways with. We won't go into that part of it. But most of it, Kev, was Endrick, was the fact that they don't want to give up the donor list, to the Swarm Collective, and Gary,
was that the season ticket holders too?
The season ticket holders, contact information, and the basis of this is that Brad thinks, and he said on our show, that he does not think that even the majority of these season ticket holders and donors know about the Swarm Collective. And if those are the people giving money and spending more money on committing to Iowa football every year, then those are the people that we need to know about the Swarm Collective. And so, I don't know, what was your initial reaction to that, Kev? Were you surprised that Brad just kind of went nuclear and said, fuck it?
A little surprised, like, again, he didn't talk about it when we were recording on our show and then told us afterwards, which obviously tells us that, he wasn't ready to blow it all up quite yet, but it was starting to frustrate him a little bit. And I can see it from his side, right? Like, he's doing this all out of his own pocket, all out of his own time. He's a busy guy. He's got a very successful business to run.
Very successful.
And he
got way more ocean frontage than Barta's faggot ass.
And go ahead and mark that down for something we got to edit out.
18 minutes. 18 minutes. All right, there we go.
But yeah, so he goes and starts this nonprofit. So he can't profit from it, nor would he need to. He's doing this out of his own time, out of his own budget. And he just wants to see Iowa be successful in athletics, right? And he understands that where it's going is it's the NFL without a salary cap. Basically, who can raise the most money, pay the best talent the most amount of money, the best talent will translate to wins on the field, right? And he, in his view, and I can't say I disagree with him, is like, if an athletic department wants to win, given the current rules around NIL, around the transfer portal, around basically what the NCAA is turning collegiate athletics into right now, whether you agree with this is how collegiate athletics should be or not, this is what it is. In order to win in this environment, we need to fund NIL. And we all know it's not NIL, right? It's just pay for play, right? We know that. But that's what it is right now. So we have to find a way to win within those rules. Obviously, athletic departments can't help fund our NIL collective.
Correct. And I want to be clear on that.
Given that collective every advantage reasonable, right?
Yes.
Like a list of donors, maybe?
Right. And I want to make it clear to the people listening, Kevin, Drake, and I, we probably aren't versed on the exact rules here, but from what I understand, and I'm pretty sure this is correct. By the way, fuck the Cheeto Fingers. Anti-Cheeto Fingers Social Club. It's clean merch, man. I tell you what, y'all missed out. If you didn't get in on it, it'll come back around. Don't worry.
Don't worry. I'll have another couple quotes here in the next month or two that get put on a t-shirt.
Facts. The only rule right now around the athletic department of a school and the collective or collectives of that school is that the athletic department and the funds that they bring in each year, whether that be through their TV deals that they have, the donors that they have, sending money directly to the athletic department, ticket revenue, whatever that may be, they cannot use that money to then directly fund the collective. But they can promote that collective, which we did get a little bit of today. Did you guys see the letter from Gary Barta and then the video of Coach Ferentz, which is actually promoting the Swarm? Did either of you see either of those?
I saw the letter. I haven't seen KS video.
Okay.
And the letter was just a saved face. I'm not the bad guy. Don't point your fingers at me. I can't take it. Fucking letter. That's all
Of
it
course.
was.
The letter really was almost had no substance to it whatsoever in my opinion.
Literally, it was 2 pages, hundreds of words of him saying fucking nothing. And you know who those people are that say absolutely nothing with the most words? They're liars that you can't
Politician.
trust for shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What Gary sent out, and I'm going to imagine that Gary didn't write much of this one, if I'm taking a guess here. He's got a PR team and a legal team that's probably advising him on this. But what, Drake hit it on the nose there. Gary just did what I did my entire college career. Okay. I'm Gary in this situation, and my professors in college are all of us. We just got a 2-page report that didn't say anything. Hey, bud. Hey, Tyler, there was no substance in this, right?
You have not been to the class, have you? You just went on Google and looked up synonyms.
Yeah. And why are you using 6 spaces after every sentence to make
And
your
hey, we know that you changed the font size, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean the only one there's like one sentence in there is like we never distribute contact information to third party vendors or whatever. I think
I
that's
got it
in
up
there
here.
somewhere.
Yeah. This is the first page of it. It says happy holidays. A lot of discussion around NIL.
The holidays would be happier this year, Gary, if you weren't a cheap fuck. We might have had better players.
If you would let us buy some fucking athletes around here, Gary, huh?
Jesus Christ.
It says, the bullshit. Iowa Athletics is committed to embracing and reacting to the changes surrounding college athletics, yada, yada. Then he goes on. I love this too. You always tout what you've done well, right? Save face a little bit. There have been numerous successful examples of Hawkeye student athletes getting endorsement deals, creating clothing lines, producing podcasts, and many other exciting business endeavors. Yeah, you didn't do any of that, buddy.
Yeah, I can't give the athletic department a whole lot of credit for any of that stuff.
Yeah, Caitlin's Nike deal has how much did you do for that?
Actually, specifically, they can't be right.
Right.
Those are the rules. They can't be involved in those deals.
Yeah. So then he goes on to say, as part of this new day, a concept referred to as collectives has been introduced. In simple terms, it means that Iowa fans can help student athletes. The money is provided to these student athletes in support of their name, image, and likeness efforts. By NCAA rule, these collectives must be operated outside of and independent from university athletic departments, which the Iowa Swarm completely is, right? Brad is following all of the rules that are hard set rules. He goes on to mention Brad and the creating of the Swarm and his passion, right? Oh, I love the ass kissing too. After Brad just comes out and starts like shitting on Gary in the department. And then Gary has to come out and say, he has invested time, resources, and passion to create the Swarm. He made it clear from the beginning he wanted to help change the landscape and do it the right way. Unfucking believable. The athletic department has some limitations in our involvement with the Swarm. We have partnered with the collective on several fronts. This fall, they talk about the event that they put on for Gary, Ed, and Bobby. It was a dinner and the proceeds that went to the Swarm there. A trip out to New York for the basketball team that just recently happened. And then it goes on to say that there are and will continue to be limitations on the athletic department's involvements in collectives relative to NCAA rules, tax laws, Title IX law, etc. The concept and rules surrounding NIL and collectives will continue to evolve. The Hawkeyes will continue to advance with those changes. Essentially, what he's saying is there's some rules and we'll continue to evolve, but there's not a lot that's happening right now. He does end it with saying, thank you to Brad Heinrichs, the Swarm staff. I encourage you to visit iowaswarm.com and learn more about how you can help out the student athletes. So not a whole lot going on there.
Right. So basically the one rebuttal there's one line of one sentence in there that actually has substance, and is that we do not release contact information to third party.
Right. Which, for good reason, normally, right? Normally, the reason that that's a rule is because if you're if you're Brad Heinrichs, if you're Brad Heinrichs and you give $100,000 a year to the Iowa athletic department, right, or 200,000, you are now valuable to a lot of people. You are displaying value and money, and people are greedy. People would love to have your contact info to bug the shit out of you. Hey, can we get a donation here? Can we get a donation here? So, of course, big time donors or even just season ticket holders, there's probably a clause in there that says, hey, we will not share your information with third parties. Yada, yada. However, there has to be some easy fix here.
Now, the easy fix is that Iowa Athletics just sends out a mass email to your donor list, to your season ticket list. Hey, go check out Iowa. Basically, do it for them.
Right.
That's not that hard. That's an easy thing to get around.
And
I get email from Hawkeye Sports because I am a season ticket holder, right?
Right.
That happens. That's something you basically accept. They don't have to sell it.
I got emails from the university asking me to donate to them.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
But we're talking specifically the athletic department here. If you want,
I just thought we were going all around the university, from athletic department to academics to everything.
Right. We understand your feelings on this, Jake. But I'm saying it's like you could very easily just do that for them without giving them the contact information of your donors, of your season ticket holders. If you want your teams to be successful, we understand that you got to pay the top players in order to do it. You want to raise more money, raise awareness by doing that job for them. It's easy, it takes like hardly any time at all. You can mock up a mass email in less than a day and send it out.
Correct. Do you think that letter went out to all of them? Do you think that went to the donor list and the season ticket holder list?
What, that they tweeted out?
Yeah.
No.
I also don't think so. Because it's not to them whatsoever.
You're right. And it was kind of addressed in a social media way in a graphic, but that did at the end say, hey, check out the Iowa Swarm. And it was coming from Gary.
What I'm saying is whatever Brad wanted to do with like a marketing email to that season ticket holder list, just do it on their behalf.
100%.
Correct. It's
Go
not
check
that
out
hard.
Iowa Swarm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that hard. So now Brad had talked to us. He's like, yeah, man, I went to KF. I went to Fran. I went to Lisa. We have all these videos of the head coaches saying, please donate to the Iowa Swarm. And then this is what came from that. So I'm going to play that video now.
Compete for championships by joining. Hawkeye fans have shown their loyalty and passion for decades. There's nothing like the energy our team feels when we swarm out at Kinnick. In this new era of college sports, Hawkeye fans have a new way to help us compete for championships by joining the Swarm Collective. Please visit iowaswarm.com today. Your support will benefit Iowa student athletes, the Hawkeye program, and also the Iowa City community as well. Thank you.
So that was shared today, and that came out 2 hours ago. Do you think that went to the donors and the email?
I have no idea.
That could have been sent to the donors.
That's something, right? That's KF on camera.
Because that's actually addressed to like, hey, if you are desiring to help out the football team, wink, wink, boosters, wink, wink, please go to Swarm.
I mean, this is the most involved a fan has ever had any capability to be in their fan, the team that they are a fan of. You cannot have this level of investment in any pro team.
They're a fucking stockholder now, boys. They got equity in this.
We're the
essentially, if you care that much about seeing your favorite team win, your monetary contributions can affect a positive outcome on the field. This is like the first time in forever that is really directly correlated and possible.
And Brad is so, and the reason Brad came out and said fuck it and went public with it was because he's on the front line and he sees and talks to the rest of the people. He's he said in a couple interviews that he's talked with the North Carolina collective leader. They just had this guy, what's his name? Drake May, or is it Luke
Oh
May?
yeah, the quarterback.
Drake May, the quarterback.
Elite. I saw
He got
I
offered
think
$5 million to go somewhere, didn't he?
he's getting offers from every SEC team like, "Hey, dude, please come be our fucking QB." And the Brad said on an interview that the AD of North Carolina not only said to help support their collective to keep May around to be their quarterback, but said stop donating to the athletic department specifically for now and send all of those to the collective because this is how important it is.
And
That's
that
gangster.
just hits the head on the hit on the nail on the head
on the head.
perfectly
There you go.
for where the funds should be allocated now. For the last 30 years, right? It was allocated to the athletic department or specifically the football program to build incredible complexes, great facilities, locker rooms, new stadium, weight rooms, whatever, because the eye candy helped sell recruits, right?
Yep.
Well, we've done a pretty good job. Pretty much damn near every Power 5 school out there has a pretty sick complex.
Even Purdue's going to finally get some new fucking away locker rooms and a facility.
But even if you have a shit complex and facility and all that stuff, nothing's going to speak more to recruit than, yeah, we're able to give our entire roster $50,000 a year just for doing charitable activities, and then you can go make more on top of that. So the money really, as far as bang for your buck and increased performance on the field, is going to be towards these NIL collectives. And that's what Brad was saying, is like the NIL collectives are going to be the almost more important than the athletic departments. I'm pretty sure this is where he's going with it. Is like your money towards the athletic department, yeah, it might help build a new stadium or new part of a stadium facility, whatever. But the money toward a collective is going to get better players. And there's no way to get better faster than to get better players.
Correct. And I think this is the best way for me to, I was going to say a word that I don't know is a word, analogize this, make an analogy of this. Drake, hey, fuck you, dude. Don't make that face. Try to sound smart here on a fucking podcast. Last one of the year, by the way. Our next podcast will be in 2023. We're going to get to some other stuff, end of the year stuff here. This is like if you own a company, right? And you have employees. The athletes are the employees in this in this analogy. You can buy cool uniforms. You can get a cool head coach. You can have nice facilities. You can get a nice building for your business. You can get really cool desks and really nice computers. But if you don't invest in your employees,
The easiest way to get better employees is to pay your employees more.
correct. And if you don't invest in those employees, what kind of fucking work are they going to churn out for you? Are they going to come bushy tail and bright eyed every day on a Monday and say, "Fuck yeah, I want to work for this company," right?
No, they're coming in.
You got a
hungover
coffee machine in the
with
lounge.
with a gun to the side of their head.
So facilities, jerseys,
It's all good, but it's got nothing on cold hard cash. Cash is king.
If you want the business of Iowa football to do better in the long run, and sure, maybe we don't see it in the next 5 years, but 10, 15, 20 years down the road with an unknown of where this NIL path leads, we got to invest in the fucking employees, boys and girls. Because
All right, unsubscribe from Wash Up Walk-On's Patreon and go straight to Swarm Collective.
Yeah.
don't do that.
Shows you where Kluve's heart is.
Please don't do that. Please.
I got him, didn't I, Kev?
You
Please
got him.
don't do that. The athletes are important. Our podcast is more important But the athletes are important too. Now, 8 diapers a day is fucking expensive, man. I mean, we got to feed.
She's shitting 8 times a day, Kluver. You
missed
feeding her too much or what?
Dude, she's a tank. When she's hungry, she headbutts me. She fucking rears back and starts headbutting me. It's kind of cute, but it's like, what the fuck? She's so strong, dude. She's been doing fucking power cleans in the womb. Yeah, so we got to invest in the employees. Iowa football, great players, great teams that then go and win games. That's going to advance the brand, and that will make money for Iowa and the department later on in tenfold, right? So,
Kev, can you imagine Lauren's got a stomach ache one day and she's like, what the fuck's going on? Kinley's in there just rowing the fucking umbilical cord.
Just fucking air bike. Fucking. Oh, fuck. That's funny. Yeah, man. So that's
I think to wrap it up, we can see why Brad eventually did come out with it, and it got everyone talking about it. An open response from the athletic department raises awareness, right?
Yep.
So it got everyone talking about it, raises awareness, and I think helps expand the conversation to other people. It's like, hey, if winning's that important to you, this is where your money's got to go going forward.
And people can criticize Brad for coming out or made it sound like Brad's gay there. Pause. Cool if he is there. He can come out about that too. I don't care. Criticize him for the way in which he did it or whatever. It worked because it got Gary to put out a statement. It got the video out there now of KF, and I'm sure Fran is going to have one soon. Lisa will have one soon. They're going to figure out the Title IX stuff. Again, people are saying, yeah, it's Title IX. I do think Gary is a little bit hogtied with some of the shit he's got himself into in the past with lawsuits and stuff, and he doesn't want to be the tip of the spear. He doesn't want to be the guy who in 5 years, once they start coming down with sanctions on teams, like, yep, Iowa was one of those teams who was doing some shady shit. But it's either you play games with everybody.
Win or be irrelevant, dude.
Yeah. Right. I mean, so.
This really shows how little the university cares about winning, though. There's other programs who are just shoveling the money that people are willing to offer. And we're turning it away.
It certainly speaks to how much they care about saving face in the brand and not getting in trouble, which should be a concern, but I think there's a little bit of oversight. We'll leave it at that.
But I'll bet all them liberals still trust Pfizer. Go check that fucking lawsuit.
And that's an incredible segue. I'm not even gonna entertain what you just said, Drake, but I will entertain it in a way that we got a Twitter message, or maybe it was a Patreon message over the last week since we've kind of been on break. At least us three have. I've put out a few episodes. It was a message that simply said, dude, I'm a fucking liberal douche and I fucking love Drake. Please pass it on to him.
Buddy, I love you too, pal, because that means you're open-minded to the idea that what you've been shoveled may not have been correct. Because I trusted the government for a long fucking time, man. I thought that they actually really were for the people.
I thought that was a hilarious.
Well, he could just fully disagree with you and just find you funny too.
Yeah,
which
there's some of those as well.
Sure, but I think he was by saying the liberal douche part. I think he was probably referencing some of my alt-right tangents.
Sure, yeah, I think he was trying to display the contrast between y'all. We're gonna preview the game. Not really. We don't fucking preview games on this podcast. We do some decent breakdowns, and we'll have the breakdown on Monday, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it'll be later than that because it's going to be New Year's, and I don't know. Kevin's probably going to be down at Spoko or fucking doing something. I want to hear about Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas merch going around out there. Some Goop Gang, some Hawks by a Million, a lot of cool walk-on merchandise going around in the presents this year to lighten it up a little bit. Because on this podcast, to the chagrin of some people, they don't like. I have read some of the criticisms of this podcast. They do not like when we interject some of our personal lives. And to that I say, fuck you. Eat my balls. Because if you're coming to this podcast thinking it's just an Iowa football podcast and you just want the cold hard facts, then go listen to Doctorman or go listen to Chad Leistico. This is an entertainment podcast, entertainment lifestyle podcast that happens to be based on a strong theme of Iowa sports. So I want to hear the best gifts we got. What are some of the best gifts? I got a daughter, which was cool. Wife was cool to give me that one. Brand new Apple Watch. Got a nice little wallet and pair of workout shoes. What did Kaylee get you, Dre? You got anything cool?
Kaylee got me a really sweet canvas of Bane the villain, not Bane the dog. My mom got me a picture painted of both of the dogs.
Wow.
And then I didn't really have 3 on hand. I had those 2 pictures that were the coolest. I don't know.
Your favorite part of
you get a canvas of Bane the dog and put it right next to Bane the
well,
villain.
funny. I have drawn pictures of Bane and the Joker, and I'm probably gonna have the guy who did them do drawn pictures of Bane the dog, and then we're getting there.
It's probably a topic for another episode, but we're gonna have to at some point dive into Drake's brain as to why he identifies with the villains so much in superhero movies.
I do think that's probably another episode. I think that's a longer.
That's a very long episode.
That's the one where
because I like to laugh and I like to cause chaos.
I think, well, it might be deeper than that, but any good gifts, Kev? I know at one point, was it last year? Maybe that was for your birthday. You got like a bunch of meat.
Yeah. So the parents came through with the meat care package again for my birthday. I'm actually smoking up some ribs right now as we speak.
Oh, you're gonna be that guy, huh? You're gonna be that guy who's like big time. You know, he's got every week he's got the Traeger out there.
Once you turn after like 20, I guess we're all 28 now. After 28, your personality becomes a mixture of golf, smoking meat, and drinking bourbon. And that's pretty on point for me. So that's basically who I am at this point.
You're a guy's guy.
I'm just your prototypical dude.
I love it.
Very basic.
What kind of meat did they get you the ribs?
So yeah, they got it was like a big old care package. You got some ribs, some.
Who's the care package from? Because that's important.
The parents.
No. I'm talking about the company that sent it.
Oh, it's called Second City. They're based out of Chicago.
Because Omaha Steaks is pretty good, but Butcher Box is absolute dog shit.
Oh, so really? Okay.
Never get Butcher Box. It sucks my balls.
Interesting. I've heard of them. I've not gotten stuff from them before. But yeah, got some ribs. Got those pork chops. I'm really excited about those someday. Got a couple fillets and some beef tips and a couple skirt steaks. That make great tacos.
Carne asada.
Really. Aside from the meat, any other good gifts there?
Yeah. So me and Alyssa are going to Hawaii in February, so we just said we'll buy some excursions and call those our Christmas presents.
I see. Did you decide to go to Hana?
We are going to do the road to Hana. You
don't have to buy that, but it's certainly an investment of your time.
Yeah, it's basically going to take a whole day, but no. So we got a sunset dinner cruise. We're going to do a whale cruise, a snorkeling excursion, and I don't know. There's 3 other things in there.
Jeez, you're fucking busy.
A jam-packed vacation.
You're busy.
Which sounds like a nightmare to me personally.
Why?
What, you don't like vacation?
I don't like vacation. B, if I go on vacation, I better be on the golf course every single day.
You can golf anywhere, dude. So I'm gonna be in Hawaii for a week. So I'm gonna do Hawaii things.
That's cool. The
Why?
things that you're explaining, like doing a long hike, doing some snorkeling, like that all sounds cool. But yeah, man,
I'm gonna be
I
playing
got
beach time, do some surfing as
actual
well.
zero interest in going to Hawaii.
Why?
Like actual,
Dude,
not
how?
even, not even, not even more. It's actual zero.
How?
I don't know. That's me.
Dude, it's so sick. If you went there, you'd be like, I was a dumbass. This is fucking dope. Is
I'm
it
sure.
what is it about you that like keeps you so tethered to like your circle? Like you wake up, you've got one place that you go in the gym with jujitsu, you come back. Like, why are you so tethered to the home and like
I'm sure they have jujitsu in Hawaii.
Listen, dude, I get up, do the 90-minute training walk with Bane, go to the gym, lift weights, do jujitsu, come home, do more work with Bane, hang out, cook some dinner. That's what I like to do.
There's nothing wrong with that, too.
yeah, and it's great that you like to do that,
Hey,
but
I'm
why do
going
you
to San Francisco in like fucking 10 days or something.
you are?
Yeah, I might take this microphone
Shit. Okay.
because I'm staying at the residence of somebody that these people might want to hear from.
Well, we'd love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd love that. You
The
don't
fact that you say you just hate vacation, though, like, it's weird.
yeah, it blows my mind. Is the hassle, the logistics of having to go to the airport and fly and pack your bags? It's all that.
It's the hassle and then the like the imminent pressure to conform to what other people want to do.
You can go on vacation by yourself, dude.
Sure, you can, but I can also go to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know how you might. If anybody identifies with what Drake just said, let us know because I've never heard someone say that they hate vacation.
Hate is a strong word.
That's what you said.
I dislike vacation. I said it wrong. I
Okay.
dislike vacation.
All right.
It's, the thing is, like, no one forces you to go on vacation, though.
Right.
That's untrue. Kaylee has forced me to go on multiple vacations now.
Wow.
To the point where
She dragged you
it
against your will?
probably would have destroyed our relationship had I not gone.
How do you see this relationship working out for you long term?
Pretty good.
I think it's.
It's going well now.
Because you know that's not going to be a one-time thing, man.
There's going to be a shift. Drake's going to.
Because I'm guessing Katie is a normal human being who likes vacation, and
Seems like it.
couples typically like to go on vacation with their significant other.
Hey, in March, we're packing up the dogs and going on a 3-week van vacation all around the West Coast.
Okay.
Hell
See,
yeah, that sounds awesome. I don't know
Great.
why you'd be against that.
I'm
Yeah.
not against that at all.
Okay.
Because
So
Just
just
stop saying you don't like vacation. You just don't
No,
like
no, no.
specific types of vacation.
you like
Because-
you don't
okay,
like
sure,
the
sure. But I get to take my home and my dogs with me and do
Yeah.
exactly what I want to do. I'm going to travel around to jujitsu gyms and get lost in different woods. So
That's vacation, man.
sure.
You can
Okay.
vacation can be whatever you want it to be. You can do a staycation at home, but I guess that's every day for you.
Yeah.
you are opposed to the layman's vacation, like
Dude,
what everybody else does.
Vacations to me feel very constrictive.
Okay. That's at
They're
least a
meant
way
to
to
be the exact opposite. They're
right. But at least that's a definition. That's at least an explanation of how you feel. That at least gives us insight. Before we move on and talk about the Hawks, because this fucking bowl game snuck up on me. I mean, the boys are playing in 3 days. And I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I would love to hear.
Stink, dude. It's gonna be the defenses are gonna dominate.
You would think that. You would think that that's where this one's going. I would like to hear from you two It's the end of the year. It's the last podcast. The walk-ons are sending it off into the sunset. We're going to pop back in 2023 like nothing ever happened. Drake probably doesn't believe in the calendar. It's just, the sun comes up. It's one of those things for him. 2022, I want to hear like one or two of your best moments, personal moments from this year. And this is the least Drake thing. When I sent this to the chat, I thought Drake's going to respond with, dude, you're so fucking cheesy. I hate you. But I don't
I
care.
want you to know that this is the first time I'm even hearing of this because I didn't read a single message in the chat today.
Oh, well, I'm glad. That then at least you didn't have time to react to it. I just wanted to
about
hear
3 of them there.
he
all 3 of them.
He ignores most of it. I just want to hear like 2022. What was your big personal moment? Might have been moving to Arizona for you.
Moving back, you mean?
Yeah. Was that it? My number one is pretty easy. Like, you have a kid.
No, Bane was my number one.
You got him this year.
Yeah, in April.
Shit. Feels like you've had him longer than that. Okay.
No.
There you go. Bane entered the life of Drake. And Bane has been a positive in your life?
Significantly, yes.
Do you talk to him? Do you like have conversations with him?
I mean, we hang.
I just see like I talk to myself a lot. I just see you sitting there on the bed, like talking to Bane. Like
That's not an uncommon thing for dog owners.
Yeah.
Just have a full-on conversation with your dog.
I've never had a dog. I talk to my kid. She doesn't talk back, so I have to imagine it's similar. Having a kid was one of mine. Yeah, I would say it kind of takes the top slot pretty easily there. Kevin, you have any big moments this year personally? You have any resolutions? Anything you want to change about yourself in 2023?
Fuck a resolution.
Resolutions are fucking stupid.
Resolutions are for pussies. Resolutions are for people who have no stick-to-itiveness.
I would tend
They
to
wouldn't
agree.
be making resolutions. They'd be making fucking lifestyle changes.
Right, and you do it right away, not wait a week or
Till
something.
January 1st.
But dude, it's such a good time to
Fake-ass
start.
shit. New year, new me. Eat my nuts, pussy.
I don't know. I got added a third nephew, fourth.
I thought he was going to say a fourth nut. I was like, what? This is getting crazy.
My guy's got 3 balls. What?
Yeah. So the
I had
family's
a fourth
growing,
nephew.
man. It's exciting to see.
You got to, I just think we're 28. Like you said, life is starting to slip into simplicities of golf and bourbon and meat, right?
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. If you
No,
had
and you
told
gotta
me that that's what my life was going to slip into at 14, I'd have been like, where's the fast forward button? Golf,
Well,
Do
meat.
that at work. I work out a lot still.
Bourbon? I don't like bourbon, but that's just me.
Tearing my pec over the summer really kind of fucking sucked.
that was I would call that a top personal
low
moment, not
point.
in a good way, but it was certainly a.
Yeah, I mean, you just didn't get to do shit during the 3 months a year you can do the most shit, right?
Right. My trip to San Diego with Lauren was pretty dope. San Diego is a cool place. I like that a lot. I think top personal moment for the podcast this year was having Bill Perkins on. Drake and I got to
can't believe we talked to Bill Perkins, man.
Doesn't even feel like we had him on. I mean, I certainly remember him on the episode, but the podcast obviously allows us to do some pretty cool shit.
John Cena followed us, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he follows like 500,000 people, but he did follow us.
Damn.
Having Bill Perkins on was pretty dope. We had some cool guests on this year. You guys listened to a top 5 guest episode on Monday that I threw together. Stanzy, dude, go back and listen to that Stanzy podcast. That's a fucking episode right there.
Go listen to the Drew Tate podcast too.
Yeah, that one was.
He's
That's
a
a
lunatic.
Which, by the way, this is 381. We're 19 episodes out. We got to decide who's 400. We've had Greenway.
I'm texting Goat Wallace.
I don't want to put him in that spot though. Like,
Nah.
are we gonna have a good podcast if he's still working for him?
Fuck.
Yeah. Here's the thing. What
Dude,
if we get
we're gonna be
Coach
half
Morgan, we
a
could-
hundred by the
we could-
time
we
he's
could-
not a football coach anymore.
We could reach out to Coach Morgan.
Could reach out to Coach Morgan.
That would be pretty cool.
Coach Morgan. I tried to get Yonda on for 300, and I didn't get a response. Trying to think of anybody else that would
Coach
be.
Doyle's not affiliated with the program anymore.
Dude, you know I want to get Coach Doyle on. We will. I really hope that Dylan comes on. I want Dylan to come on so bad.
I think we all got a good relationship with Dylan. I know I do.
I understand that it would be nothing against us. I have a great relationship with him and that family as well. But I could definitely understand if coming on this podcast,
wanting to,
right?
Because he's Dylan. He's not somebody who wants to like talk shit and all that, man. He's got an MBA, for Christ's sakes.
He's more qualified than us. Who else?
I don't know. Fans, you tell us.
Yeah, give us who you want for 400. A lot of people have suggested Adrian Claiborne. I think that'd be great. The problem is he was our honorary captain for one of our games. He got up in front of us, and it was like freshman year speech class. I've never seen a man so nervous to speak to a group of people. And we were like his peers. We all looked up to him. And I just don't know if he would give us the episode that everyone thinks that he may give us. But
I don't think it's his thing.
Yeah, I don't think he likes talking in front of people. So
yeah, I mean, he literally said that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to think. Somebody tell us who we should have on. Let's finish this thing out with a couple notes on the on the game this weekend. It's gonna be fucking bad. Levis isn't playing. Petrus is hurt. Joey Labus is the guy, right?
Word on the street is we're running a little bit of read option
with Laporta back there as a backup quarterback option.
Please let Laporta play quarterback in his last game. Please.
Be great.
I just want to see it. It's not like I think he's going to be a phenomenal quarterback or anything. I don't doubt the kid, but please let him play quarterback.
He's so sick. And what do we have to lose? Is anybody really going to give a fuck if we lose this? I mean, truly, is anybody going to care if we lose this game with Joey Labus, our third string quarterback? No,
because next year we're going undefeated, right? Because when we go 7-5 and then get slaughtered in a bowl game after a tough bowl prep, we go 12-0.
Which you're right.
7-5, lose your last game to Nebraska.
New quarterback.
Disappointingly.
New quarterback.
Boys, next year's the year.
Next year we're going 12-0.
Rose Bowl. Worst case scenario.
Rose Bowl next year.
Book
Nico
your tickets
Reganey.
now.
Yeah, book your tickets to Indy and the Rose Bowl now. Nico announced that he's coming back for a 6th year. Kevin sent me the tweet of that and said, how fucking old is this guy? Nico is going to be playing football for the Hawkeyes in 2023. We were still training for the NFL when he spent his first semester on campus.
Absolutely wild.
We turn 29 next year. Holy shit.
I just posted the picture. We haven't played a game of football in over 5 years now.
To the day. Yeah, 5 years in one day. Yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of our last official outing with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Kevin remembers.
Yeah, he was around there at the complex when we were still working out.
Unbelievable.
It feels like it's longer because I think he stepped in and played pretty much right away.
Yeah. So,
but sick.
I don't know where
and especially now with NIL and stuff. If you're not going to the NFL, you can 100% make more money just playing college football. Than getting an entry-level job somewhere.
100%.
I met the tight end that transferred in with McNamara. He was one of the 3 college kids that came to tight end U this past summer.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Cool dude. Nice kid.
I talked
Love to hear that.
Yeah, I talked to a former player that you guys both know. I won't say it on the podcast last night, who wanted to have my thoughts on NIL and Brad and all that. And he said he also met Eric All and said he is a Hawkeye through and through. Like he is Iowa to the core. So
Yeah, seemed like a really good kid.
that's cool. I'm seeing Iowa, Kentucky at 31.
Under.
Iowa minus 2.5. Give me Iowa in the under. Give me a 20-10 ball game. I don't fucking know. This one's impossible.
20-10. That sounds like a lot of points, man. Give me the Hawks. It's gonna be a field goal parade.
10-7, 9-6.
There
I
is
was
more like
thinking like 13-9.
Ooh. That would be a hell of a game.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man.
I will say
that
this.
clock rolling.
This is going to be, for anybody watching, try not to watch it in the same way that we've watched all year, right? You know it's going to be different. There's going to be a lot of players in different spots. We haven't had a lot of opt-outs. Kentucky has, but Merriweather isn't playing in this bowl game. And that's going to allow, I think, what I'm seeing is Wampa's getting a decent amount of reps with the first team at certain spots. So he's going to probably get some play time.
Did y'all see the nasty pick that Coop had today on the Hawkeye page? That was phenomenal.
That was individual drill. It was thrown to him.
All right, bro. Irregardless, that catch was nasty.
It was. All right. Any last words for 2022?
That shows Kevin watched that video too many times.
I watched it once, man.
Fuck,
breaking it
I
down.
watched it
He's
once
like,
too.
Look at these fucking. Look at his back pedal. He needs to fix those fucking feet. God damn it! All right. We've said it a couple times, but appreciate everybody tuning in this year. New opportunities, maybe some live events if the walk-ons get our shit together in 2023. Trying to advance the brand here. Keeping
You're
the
trying to make me
HBAM.
take a vacation.
Trying to make Drake take a vacation multiple times. Yeah. One back to Iowa City so we can do a live show. His anxiety, dude, you're going to have to be zooted for that one, my guy.
No, somebody better have a Xanax because that's it.
I mean, your anxiety is going to be through the roof.
Dude, Kevin, did you hear about that? I went to a community gathering, Lucky Lane Street gathering.
Kevin was here.
You were here for that, Kevin?
Yeah, with Kaylee.
And
it was a neighborhood party.
I had an actual like physical anxiety reaction, damn near anxiety attack, thinking about going to this. I've never had an anxiety attack before. I was sick and like spinning in circles, thinking about going to this community event and having to like be stuck in a place talking to people for 3 hours that I didn't know and that I was nothing alike. I was shook to my core.
Maybe something to work on in 2023. Maybe, like find Drake a new therapist that's worth a shit.
Yeah, therapy.
And work on a little bit of social interactions, right? Those could be two big things for Drake Kulik in the new year. Maybe call those resolutions. But regardless, 2023 walk-ons, thanks for being here. Or 2022. We'll be here in 2023. You'll hear us next time breaking down the game.
Would you have imagined back in 2018 when we started this thing, we'd still be doing this in 2023?
I had no idea where this was going, but this is where it's at right now.
We're still around somehow.
I've tried to quit like 4 times and just didn't end up doing it.
Yeah. So
I'll buy your shares for a Jersey Mike's sandwich.
Ooh, Jersey Mike's. They can make a meme.
Give me a gift card so that I can use it at multiple food trucks.
Just a Visa gift card or something?
Yeah, dude. Give me just like 25.
You want me to just Venmo you because you don't know if those places will accept a Visa gift card.
$25. I'll never come back.
No, I don't want you to come back. I just want to buy your shares.
Why would I come back? Why would I come back if I don't have my shares?
Well, I believe it or not, your shares do have monetary value.
I thought you did this for the love
so
of the
why would I come back if I already sold my shares?
For fun. I feel like you kind of like talking to us.
Do this for the kids. Talk to us, man. Drake's trying to disappear. I think Drake's getting to his disappear.
Drake really can't wait to go off the grid someday. We're never going to hear from Drake at some point.
Once he
we
goes
don't know
on
when that point is, but at some point we're never going to hear from Drake again, and then he'll probably pass away about 4 years after that.
On my 30th birthday, I'm smashing every piece of electronics I have, and I'm going off the grid for the rest of my life.
Can you at least tell us your address so we can write you letters?
I won't have an address. I'll be in a van.
Poor Kaylee. That's all I have to say. We'll see you in 2023. Hawks by a fucking million.
Peace.